What it is? How's it going, everybody? Today we're going to be doing our Valentine's Day special. That's right, we're going to be talking about the love, the romance, some crazy stories. It's going to be a fun time. So if you want to listen to what we're talking about, listen on in to what we're going to do, grab a snack, grab a beverage, and tune on in to the first ones to die.
Hey everyone, welcome to the First Ones to Die podcast. Love is in the air. I don't know why it gets so weird when I'm doing
Either that
this
or heartbreak. It's one of the two on Valentine's Day.
The love or singles awareness day on Valentine's Day. Well, it is our Valentine's Day episode, but before we get into everything, my name is Jonathan. I'm here with Alex and Jerome. Alex, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. Just looking up random stuff online because that's honestly what I do with my time nowadays. And just, pretty much right now. I've taken a little break. I'm actually looking for a beta reader for my book. So I'm moving forward more with that and I'm super excited.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm very proud. What about you, Jerome?
We'll be the first in line to buy.
Aw.
I'm not going to be the first one to die. I'm going to be the first one to buy.
Sometimes you're a dork, Jonathan.
Boo.
Like, I love the support, but like that inner bully, like it's fighting me.
We should just have spin-off channels. The first one to buy, where we talk about, what we're selling. The first one to cry, where we just talk about like our emotions. The first one to...
I don't have emotions. Lauren actually said that one time. Like there was like something that happened when we were working at the science center, and I'm like, you don't have to get so angry about it. I'm like, it's okay. Or no, somebody called me emotional, and she got upset over it. For me, and she's like, you can't call Alex emotional. She doesn't even have emotions. And I'm like, that hurts. And she's like, no, it doesn't. I'm like, I'm fine. It doesn't. But still, there's like, a part of me that does.
I just said, no, it doesn't.
I'm like, no, it really actually doesn't. And I kind of just sat back. So she was angry for me. She did the emotions for me. But still, I don't know the point I was trying to make. Go on.
Very funny.
No, go ahead, Jerome. What has your day /week/month been like?
It's been fine. I've been not really doing much. I've been reading comic books. That's pretty much it.
You're reading a new one or anything?
Right now I'm reading all the Milestone comic stuff. And then I'm also reading a new like crime one by Ed Brubaker called Reckless. It's pretty good. And then I also am reading more Wonder Woman. Reading a lot more Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman adjacent stuff, because I've also been reading Nubia too. Nubia and the Amazons. So, got a lot of stuff I'm reading.
Awesome.
And the new Peacemaker comic just came out. I just picked that up. They are banking hard on Peacemaker since the show came out. Like Peacemaker is everywhere. He's in like he's on all the Suicide Squad covers, because he's currently on the most current run of Suicide Squad. He's now got his own book with Black Label, and now he's got I'm sure they're gonna like start publishing all of his old comics again. So he's everywhere.
Nice.
What about you, Jonathan? What's going on with you? How's your life?
Well, I'm just over here melting because it's almost been in the 90s the last couple of days, or today and tomorrow, I guess. So we had a very short-lived winter, which was a thing. I didn't get to bust out. We were talking earlier. I barely got to bust out my sweaters. So, and had my live stream as well with Hit Record for the Virtual Monuments Project, which was a lot of fun. The projects are getting released throughout last week, I guess it would be. And so, doing that, working, Gibson. Yeah.
Gibson.
Gibson, that's it.
Really quick for the hit record project, there is a link in our Instagram, and I will attach one also to our Twitter so people can go and check it out. There was originally a story and I meant to make a post about it, and then I actually had to go do my day job. So I didn't get to complete that.
That's all right.
But I will post an actual post so people can follow the link and go watch those projects, because your live was very good. There was some technical issues, I won't lie. But I believe, as you said, the uploaded version now is more clean cut.
For sure. There is a cleaner version on the website, the Hit Record website. So yes. So I guess we should transition to our topic of the day. If you are listening to this on Monday when we uploaded it, it is currently Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day / like I mentioned, happy Singles Awareness Day, or whatever you like. Happy Valentine's Day to yourself, because you got to have love to yourself before you have love for anybody else. All right. So either way, you celebrate. Okay.
Is that why I'm still single?
Listen, only you can answer that, Alex. I we don't have.
Love yourself,
oh
Alex.
My God,
Love
you guys.
That
really
reminds me of that Vine.
So hard.
That reminds me of that Vine of the kid. I love myself, even though I look like a burnt chicken nugget. I still love myself.
I say that a lot more than I should, probably, because I think it's hilarious. That little kid was so cute.
He was adorable. He was adorable.
Oh my God.
So I believe, transitioning from that, I believe Jerome has an article for us that we're going to read / discuss. I have not read this article yet. I believe Alex has read it a little bit of it.
I have not read it at all, actually. I just found the article. So I also am fresh to this information.
So I'm the only one that does the footwork, apparently.
I thought we were going to read it like live and in
I was
live,
waiting for
we're
you
like
gotta
on the
tell
episode.
Me that. You gotta.
You asked for the article. I assumed you just didn't want to be blindsided, so I guess.
No, you said how about we. Hey, go on.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah. So this comes to us from the peak.ca, and it is titled "The Top 10 Worst Valentine's Day Dates." I thought it'd be fun for us to talk about the absolute worst Valentine's Day experiences from certain people, and all of them have clever titles. So we're just going to run through a few. I don't know if we'll get through all of these, because it depends on how long we feel like this episode should be.
That's fair.
But we'll go. Alex, do you have any specific ones that in your reading that you think we should hit first? And because we don't have to go in order, we can just.
I think we should definitely hit the first one first, because we are all single. And then I just want to do, because I just like the title of what number 9 is. Okay. So I say 1 and 9, and then the rest is just. The rest are two that can go there.
Let's hit number 1. This one is entitled "Your Aggressively Single Friends." Your single friends will probably just mind their business on Valentine's Day because, shocker, it's just another weird cash grab hetero holiday. Your aggressively single friends, oh boy, get ready for the weeks of "we don't need to be in relationships, we could take each other out," or "I just call February 14th buy myself chocolate day," or even worse, "I love finger banging myself to fictional anime."
That escalated quickly. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I got hit upside the head. Oh my gosh.
I don't recall that part, but
that's the very first one.
Holy shit. That escalated way higher than I thought it would.
Was that the end?
No, hold on. Just know that if you get invited to a Valentine's Day adverse wine night, your cue to leave is when the first person starts crying and doom swiping on Tinder. You're better off going home, crawling into bed, and not so unironically listening to Love Story by Taylor Swift. That was it. How does that make the list? That was not even a date. That's just...
So these are about
that's
the
just
people
an opinion.
See, this is what I meant when I read that article, and I told you that it's not about the dates. It's about like the people you go on these dates with, or the people that are like are on Valentine's Day, those type of people.
I see.
So that's why I was like, it's not about the actual date. This is about like the person you'd go on the date with. And I don't know about you guys, but I definitely have a friend who's like that. She is very about like Valentine's Day, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be alone again, haha. It's like, okay. I don't know how to contribute to the conversation because I don't care. I do like February 15th because that's when I buy discount candy. I stock
Of course,
up.
chocolate goes on sale.
Right? It's like half price.
For me, I'm not this person that you had just described. February, I just stay in my own lane. February 14th is just another day for me. I don't need to make mention of it to anybody else unless they make mention of it to me. So I
talk about it, but only in the sense of making conversation, like with people I know who are in relationships. Like, you doing anything for Valentine's Day, like that sort of thing, but not in a way of like, oh yeah, but me though, I'm single. I'm just going mosey on down to the local winery and and get lit.
I don't think of I think of honestly the St. Valentine's Day Massacre that happened in Chicago with Al Capone's gang. And then I was talking to somebody else who brought up that St. Valentine's died on like February 14th. So technically this was a celebration of his death. Then people turned it into love. I don't know. And I was like, I didn't even know St. Valentine's was like a real person, but he was apparently arrested marrying certain people, like various Christians to other various Christians, because I think that was the biggest deal back then. And they like cooked them.
Also, I love this. Speaks more to just the person writing this article. I love that it refers to Valentine's Day as specifically a hetero holiday, and that's not true. It's like like at least the traditional way that at least in the Western ideology behind Valentine's Day, it's whoever you're in love with is who you're going to spend your Valentine's Day with, regardless of if you're in a heterosexual or
I can see
homosexual relationship.
I can see what they mean by it being a hetero holiday, because the only time I see people freak out about it, they tend to be in a hetero relationship. It's such like a big deal, and I never understood it. So I can see what they mean by hetero holiday.
I guess with all the media and stuff, it is usually like
that's
like
true.
Immediate commercials. Commercials and like movies.
Now you get like a movie here or there, or like a commercial here or there with a queer couple, but it's mainly a hetero holiday, honestly. And that tends to also be the crazy people who are like, I'm all alone.
Although I feel like I watch a lot of TV, not a lot, but I watch commercials, and I haven't seen a lot of Valentine's Day commercials this year. And I feel like last year.
You know what it is? Yeah, you know why? Because the reason is we're still in the middle of a pandemic. You don't need to be going out to the Applebee's to be celebrating no damn Valentine's Day right now. You need to be at home.
But what about commercials for like DoorDash or something? Like spend Valentine's Day.
I'm not gonna lie, Jonathan. Let me answer you that. Let me ask you this: do you think DoorDash is a very romantic thing to do? Have a third man or woman come over real quick.
I just ordered DoorDash
food.
Well, you ordered DoorDash and pretend you made it.
Well, that's actually a good idea.
You're just lying at that point. You're just lying.
I feel like I see that in a lot of like sitcom plots. Like,
right? Like,
is the person gonna find out whether or not I made it?
And then they always open the trash. They throw away the trash and look, there it is. There's the containers.
There's all
also,
the
why are you looking so hard in somebody's trash? Just throw away your garbage and close it. Why are you staring in there? And they often dig in there too.
Here's the thing, though. I'd be flattered.
Look, DoorDash.
I would think it's cute.
DoorDash does have a thing up for Valentine's Day, if you can see that.
Yeah, I'm not saying they don't. I'm just saying
I might order food on Valentine's Day.
But I think if it was me, if I was dating a girl and she was like, "Yeah, come over, I'll cook for you," and then I accidentally find out that she didn't really cook, she like ordered some food or something and threw it away. I would think that's cute. It's like, ah, like no, she can't necessarily cook, or maybe something just went wrong with the dish.
But she spent money on you.
But well, she like had the thought about me enough to at least try and do something nice.
And she spent money on you.
And she spent money. So it's like it spent money on me. So it's like I can't be mad at her and just be like, how dare you not cook for me and it be authentic? Get out of here. Like leave the room.
Wouldn't be offended, but like I need to know your cooking skills. The person I end up with, I need to know your cooking skills, because I need to know if I'm going to be cooking or if I'm going to be like getting this like bland food, or like you grew up somewhere where they use mostly like the South where you guys use a lot of fat. And I'm like, I can't do that.
That depends on the person, because I don't like to use a lot of fat. Like I like to trim my fat. I'm not gonna lie.
Or if you need to eat beforehand, and then when you get there, be like, oh, I'm full. I'm full. I can't eat another bite. It's just so good.
Okay, but Jonathan, see, that ain't gonna fly. Like if a girl, like at least as most of the girls I know, if she cooked for you, it don't matter if you full or not. You eating that damn food. At least a bite.
That's true. You go to a Mexican household, you will. Yeah,
that's right. Ain't no. I'm not hungry. It is either yes or yes. Those are your options.
Well, then eat it. Bring your dog, and then when they're not looking,
I was thinking that too.
Scraps.
I was thinking that too. I'm like, oh, go on a date with somebody who has a pet, so you can just like hand it over underneath.
And then they'd be like, why does my dog's mouth smell like turkey and gravy?
I'm not gonna lie. See, but this depends on your goals, right? Because if your goal is to like be with this person like forever, yes, you absolutely need to know their cooking skills. But if you're just looking for like a Valentine's night hookup, like it don't matter if you can cook or not. I'm not gonna see you ever again. So, or at least the plan is probably not to see you ever again. So,
see, that doesn't work for me, because being asexual, I'm definitely not looking for a hookup. And two, like if I'm going to spend a night with you, I'm probably going to try to put up with you later. If I can't put up with you for a night, I'm definitely not putting up with you later. I make judgment calls real quick. It is a flaw and a red flag, everybody, but I do.
Also, I say that like I have an experience of having a bunch of one night stands, which I don't.
Read the next one. Number 9. Go on.
Well, I was gonna say, before you get to the next one, do you guys remember like taking it back to elementary school and Valentine's Day? Do you guys remember how lit Valentine's Day used to be on elementary school, where you would make the little, this is what we used to do all the time in elementary school. We would make like little envelopes, like huge envelope, like not little envelopes, but big envelopes, big enough to hold something. And everyone would bring in their like little paper Valentines with Jimmy Neutron on it from Rite Aid. And then with the candy in it, and then address one to everybody in the class, and then hand them out during the day. Did you guys used to do that?
I used to do that.
Yeah, we did something like that. It wasn't as fun because I went to the private Baptist school, so it was very frowned upon to do stuff like that. But like they did it; they allowed you to. You had to have everything for everybody, of course, but like it was weird. It
set a bad precedent, because then they don't tell you that the reality is the older you get, the less you better hope you have somebody to give you a Valentine's, because you ain't getting nothing on your Valentine's Day.
Well,
no
that's
more.
Why they were like, you better appreciate it now.
I mean, they helped me keep expectations low for like future partners.
Let it be known, if you gonna be single, you gonna be alone. You ain't getting no Valentine's Day gifts no more.
I mean, growing up the school and church like I did, their precedence was like, oh, you're a woman, your goal is to like get married. So like technically they planned for me to like marry somebody. And of course I had to rebel. I'm not doing that shit.
What about the Johnson boy who's 2 doors down? He's a nice young man and he's Christian.
Are we in the 1940s?
Yeah, I like got a like flashback to the church. I was like,
it was mainly the voice that got
it was a lot of things that go. We're gonna move on.
Down
number 9. Go read number 9 before you give me like trauma. My trauma comes back.
Number 9.
Number 9. Super Mario. Oh no.
I don't know why I like that title.
What they did there.
That's
Anyway,
the title.
you know what sounds like
Is
a
that
good
better or
Valentine?
worse than the first ones?
I don't know, dude.
No, I was gonna say, is that better or worse than what did I say earlier? The first ones to buy. Anyway, go ahead, Jerome.
You know, it sounds like a good Valentine's Day idea. Going over to someone's house, lying sexily on their bed, and then watching as they strip to their undergarments. Thank you.
Undergarments.
And you guessed it, game. If you go out with a gamer, chances are you're used to someone playing games with your emotions. Perhaps someone used to using codes and inputs just to cheat, quote unquote. That's italicized, but
I also feel like this article may have been written by somebody who's a little bitter.
Very bitter. Try not to get too jealous about
or
them
either they're bitter or in a new relationship after being single for a long time because they're like, single people.
This has a taste of like bitter.
No, this person's bitter. They've been through
like bitter.
But to be fair, this sounds like a person who's bitter because they've had nothing but terrible like partners. Like the worst of the worst. They've had the Legion of Doom of exes.
On that gaming note, I did see.
Hold on, I wasn't finished too.
Oh,
so
okay.
just like try not to get too jealous about them romancing a pixelated person in a video game while you're there. It's only fair they give their attention to both of their dates, of course. Just remember to have your protection ready before hard drives start heating up. You don't want to catch any viruses. Boo! Boo this man! Boo! That was terrible.
He saw the opportunity,
he
took it. He shouldn't have, but he did.
I'm going to address the gaming part, and I'm going to ignore that last sentence or two. So I did see recently, I think it was today, on either TikTok or Instagram, whatever. It was a girl who brought her date or her boyfriend, one of the two, and they did VR, like a VR room or whatever. And they were fighting zombies in the VR room. And that seemed like a lot of fun. That seemed like it could be a cool date idea.
I think that sounds like fun. And if you do a video game together, the whole point is like to be together.
Right. You have a common objective.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing though. I will give it this. If you're going to be, because I've thought about this a lot. One time, me and my parents, when I was a kid, I think I was like 16, we were having a conversation about like gamers, because that's when it started becoming a thing where it's like that became a job of just my job is I sit down and play video games and I record it and put it on YouTube and make money. And we were talking about the legitimacy of that, and they were like, who will be with that person who just like plays video games all day? I'm like, someone else who plays video games all day. But I mean, now we've seen that that's not necessarily the case. But I think it's like, if you're going to be a gamer professionally, because, doing it as a hobby is like different. But most people that are like hardcore gamers and do it as a job of some kind, it's like, all it is a conversation with your partner. And then it makes it a lot easier when you hit those Valentine's Day days or anniversaries or special occasions, that gaming is probably perfectly fine as like a date option.
I've seen like videos of people like in relationships with gamers, and then they are kind of mean about them gaming. And I'm always like, that's shitty, because gaming, whether you're making money off of it or not, is something they're clearly enjoying and investing in. So that means they're like really into it, and that's something that's part of them. And then all you do is complain about that part of them. That's like kind of crappy, And there are ones that are like, oh, don't date a gamer because you'll never see them. You can partake, you can game, you guys could work to find a game, or like sometimes like when my sister games, she likes to just have somebody in the room, because I'm not very good at like first person games, or I like, I'm like the retro person. I like the Super Mario, Spyro, Sonic,
James Bond.
Wait,
I've
which James
never
Bond?
played James Bond,
because there's a lot of James Bond games. That's why I asked that.
Well, there's a lot of Mario games too.
Yeah, but when most people say Super Mario, even the new ones are still very retro in build and style.
But they always compared to Mario Kart for some reason, and I hate Mario Kart.
Who assumes Mario Kart?
Everybody, if you mention Super Mario, people are like, "Oh, like Mario Kart." No, I hate Mario. I hate driver games.
Mario Kart's fun though. Mario Kart's super dope. But I was just asking, do you mean like GoldenEye?
GoldenEye. Growing up, like GoldenEye was my game. The Golden Gun.
It's classic. Yeah. In fact, they put out a version of GoldenEye where they remade it, but they put Daniel Craig James Bond in it instead of Pierce Brosnan James Bond like in the original. And they updated graphics too.
Next up, they're gonna have to put Idris Elba because
I still don't agree with Idris Elba being James Bond. I'm sorry.
Well, they haven't officially chosen, I don't think, but I think
they said he's in
for
talks.
years. He's been
and then fans have wanted it forever. I still don't think it makes a whole lot of sense, but but that's just me.
Wish they pick a younger guy.
Well, Tom Holland is also in talks, and he's British in real life. So people have been talking about him being in talks to be James Bond as a younger
James
Bond.
Bond had a nephew. Maybe if James Bond had a nephew.
Well, it's been talks of Tom Holland being young Bond, like in his early days, like early, because that's the thing. People are like, well, he might play a young James Bond. I'm like, oh, you mean like Casino Royale, where they already did that? because Daniel Craig's James Bond starts where it's his first mission as a 00 is that movie.
Can't they just have him like a new one? Hey, this kid's smart. He advanced, This is a new James Bond. This is new 007. It doesn't have to be a new 007.
I want Henry Cavill as James Bond. And in fact, he was supposed to, he was in talks to be James Bond, but they went with Daniel Craig instead because Henry Cavill at the time was too young. They thought he was too young to play him. But I'm like, it's been a couple years now. He's a lot older. He looks the part, so he could probably do it now.
I think Henry Cavill, because of The Witcher, he's a little too muscular now for James Bond.
That's what I'm thinking. You need someone to fit the suit right.
Yeah.
You need, you can't have somebody busting out the suit.
Yeah, because
he's a big guy.
Very short, yeah.
He's a pretty big guy now. Yeah, he's huge. Well, ever since Superman, he got that way. Like Superman is when he bulked up and he was just enormous. And he stayed that way ever since.
Because then he found he could do more nerdy roles.
I mean, he does look like a fighter / barbarian for a straight out of the pages D&D. So,
although he did do a movie kind of like James Bond, what was it called?
He did The Man from U.N.C.L.E. He also was in Mission Impossible too. So,
so he's familiar with the spy genre.
Yeah, let's put somebody who U.N.C.L.E. was awful. That movie sucked.
I liked it. But that was the movie where I was like, see, Henry Cavill can do spy. Like, he's suave, he's cool. Like, I think he could do it. That's my pick.
Bad though. But
anyway, what were we talking about?
On to the next one.
But gamers, that was also to your point, Alex, I was going to bring up also there's a whole channel literally built for girls who may not be gamers but have gamer boyfriends called Girlfriend Reviews. If you haven't seen it, it's become hugely popular in very little amount of time. But the whole premise of the reviews is that they're game reviews, but from the perspective of what is it like to be a girlfriend of a gamer, and would this game be good for you to just like be in the room and just watch, even if you're not playing and stuff that.
There are those people that one person in the relationship is like a hardcore gamer. The other person couldn't care less about gaming. Yes. And then the one time, they join in on the video game, the other person's like, they just turn into an insane person. You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. It was AAB, not AAC. Like,
well, that's an issue of the person though, because like I used to be like that when I was a kid, but as I've gotten older, I realized like not everybody is a gamer, so not everybody's gonna pick up how to hold a controller and press the buttons correctly and everything, especially if it's their first time playing video games. Like,
Although you
know?
do get I'm sorry, I'm gonna call you out for a second.
No,
You
go ahead.
do get that some way when we're like talking about movies and things, and you're like, oh, it's this director. I don't know who you're talking about. Oh, this director,
see,
they
that's
done
different.
this and this and this and this.
That's different.
And how do you not know
because
them?
y'all
Because
should
done
know this
They won
because we watched
awards.
the same movie together.
Yeah, I watched the movie. I don't go delving into the back history. But yeah, you'll do that when you're like, oh, they directed this and they won this award. How do you not know who they are? They won an Oscar. And I'm like, I don't watch the award show. I watch the beginning part. I like the outfits. Those are gorgeous.
No, I think it's I think people should be more patient with video games when it comes to having your partner be. The only thing that pisses me off is when I've had these arguments where there's some women who are like, I don't want my boyfriend ever play video games. I'm not gonna date anyone who's a gamer. And at first I'm like, oh, because you're not into video games. That's cool. Whatever. Makes sense. And they're like, no, I don't want my man to tell me about how many points they got on GTA or whatever. I'm like, so wait a minute, you don't want to date a gamer because you don't want to be interested in his hobbies? Like you don't want him to talk to you about the things he's interested in, but you want him to listen to you talk about the things you're interested in? That's selfish and rude.
I think I would date a gamer mainly because I like to be by myself so much. And like they could be playing a game and I could just be over here. We can be in the same room, but I don't have to talk to them. So don't like having to hold up a conversation so much with a person. And I think that would kind of be nice. And then, like you mentioned, they have their interests, so they'll talk about it. I talk about the most random shit too. So if they got to sit there and listen to me babble on, because like there was a couple nights ago, my insomnia got really bad. And my mom called me and we were just talking a minute. She's like, oh, is it your anxiety? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, it's just the insomnia. My brain's kind of running. She's like, oh, what are you thinking about? I'm like, the ocean. And I started going off all these facts about the ocean. And she's like, are you okay? I'm like, no. But I'm like, I'm not thinking about a bad day. I'm not thinking about that. I'm just thinking about the ocean. I was thinking about Nemo Point, the furthest distance from the land. And I went on to these whole bunch of facts. My mom's very nice. She listened to me. And if I were to ever find a partner, that's definitely something. They got to withstand my rambles about the most useless topics and facts. And I could do the same for a gamer person where they can ramble off their scores and stuff. And I'll listen as long as you're excited about it. I love listening to stuff people are excited about.
I hate to say it, Alex, but you're just describing a normal relationship. Everybody, no matter what relationship you're in, it just has to be a thing where you both agree that you will be an interest, like you're willing to be interested in what the other person's interested in, whether that be, games, books, TV shows, sports.
I think it rephrased that's what a relationship should be.
That's what that's true.
Be.
That's what a relationship should be.
As we just stated, clearly it's not always.
Because the thing is that like what else are you gonna do? Like, you know what I mean? If all you guys do is have sex and that's it, that's not a relationship.
You'd be surprised how many
relationships there are. No, I'm sure there are a lot of relationships that is all there is. And that's called a friend with benefits. And you should dictate it that way. Hey, don't call them your girlfriend because they're not. Y'all don't go nowhere together. Y'all don't do anything except get down in the bedroom.
I don't know where to go from there.
Let's go to the next one.
Pick another number.
Moving on.
I'll pick. Oh, I thought you wanted me to pick.
No, go ahead, Jonathan. You want to pick one?
I'm not looking at the article right now, so I'll pick number 5.
I was actually just about to read number 5, so that worked out.
All right, we're in sync. Not back.
This one's called The Rebounder.
Okay, nobody got that. Never mind. So.
Yeah, just got out of a long-term relationship. Their Tinder bio will say, "This should have been a red flag, but seeing as you're a red flag yourself, you figured, why not? 2 negative red flags equal a positive. Simple math. But as you sit there in your one good dress shirt and you mention how the food tastes good, your meal will completely be overpowered by the bitter saltiness of a recently scorned ex, aggressively pointing out that their ex was also thought food tasted good. Was this a good rebound attempt? Nah.
What?
This person is angry. They are bitter, dude.
This is so specific. They just telling on themselves at this point.
Right. They are so bitter.
There was a friend I had back in LA. He wasn't even really a friend. Like, I was trying to hang out with new people, and he like I said some stuff and he compared me to his ex. And he's like, oh yeah, my ex was like that. And I'm like, that wasn't needed to the conversation. And dude, this is like the first time I'm also meeting you. So that was a huge, like, I do not want to talk to you any longer. So I think he like a couple other times compared me to his ex because at the time I had not kind of adjusted my voice. So I was very monotoned and my voice was very deep. It's like, oh, my ex talked that way too. And I'm like, this is weird. It was just weird that you're like, it was one thing, maybe like little habits you do, but like, yeah, the actual voice. I was like, I don't like my voice being compared to somebody's ex. And again, I had just met this person. I was just like, I'm just looking for a buddy to hang out with. I don't know what's going on with you. I don't know what's happening, but you need to work that out.
Listen, the worst thing you could do after getting out of a relationship is to immediately go to Tinder to try and be with somebody else, especially if it's a long-term relationship. Like you it's not going to work because all you're going to be doing is either, if it's a bad breakup, all you're going to be doing is thinking about this person. If it's a sad breakup, same thing. Like you're just going to be bitter.
I also think if you go on a first date, it's probably not a wise idea to at all, unless it's a particular context or circumstance where the conversation naturally comes to this point where you talk about exes. But I don't think it's a wise idea to bring up an ex in any context on a first date.
Yeah, that's like at least like fourth date conversation, because by that point now you know this person, they know you, they know you're interested in them for just them, and then you can start talking about my trash disrespectful ex,
Maybe not.
I hope they burn in hell, and
they go that far, then you're like, oh, okay.
All right, it's been four. Four's been enough. I'm gonna go.
Four's been enough. But you nice, I like you.
Also, with those like type of thing, you don't know who's the crazy one. In fact, you don't know if they were crazy and the other person like left, or the other person was actually crazy and the breakup was bad. So you're like, who is the actual red flag? You or the ex? Because I need to like, you just ready to drop her in hell, but probably still get back together for her. So,
right. If there's that much animosity, you have to wonder.
Yeah, just like
were they actually as bad
happened?
as you're making them seem,
Yeah.
or were they just done with your foolishness?
Yeah.
That's like, you ever seen that Long Beach Griffey video where it's like when you bring up your friend's ex and it's just like, hey man, what happened to that girl you used to talk to? What girl? The girl. Who? The girl you used to be with. Oh, her? Yeah, she got hit by a bus. What? Yep, she got hit by a bus. Then she got lit on fire. And then a bomb came and blew her ass up. And then it just like escalates. It's just like, hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
That's like the Kiki Palmer meme when that meme first blew up, and she was saying, I hate to say it, I hope I don't sound ridiculous, I don't know who this man is. I can see him walking down the street, wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man. And people were captioning it like, when people show you a picture of your ex, or when people say, didn't you guys used to date? And then you reply with that meme.
I just like the last breakup meme I ever saw that I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, is Vishan. I miss those. Like when Vision and WandaVision had that turtleneck.
Yeah.
So everyone kept putting him like in black, like with shades and shit. It'd be like,
oh yeah, I remember.
And then it'd be like, hey, what happened to Wanda? Nah, me and Wanda don't talk no more. It's like, but I'm not gonna lie, the man looked good in the turtleneck, even with the Vision look. I'm not gonna fault him.
I remember there were the ones of him
I
with
don't
like
think anybody looks good in a turtleneck, really.
There were just the ones of him with there were the ones of him with the African like garb on.
Yeah, with the dashiki.
Like, this is too much. This is too much.
He's a colored man, all right? His vibranium comes out Africa.
Not colored.
Okay. he's black on the inside and out. He just got a British voice. We just talked about Idris Elba being James Bond. He's a black British man.
Well, have you heard about like all the people online who called Chris Evans Chris Jamal Evans. And have you seen that?
Yeah.
I mean, the man used to be married to Lizzo, so they're
having a baby together.
That's right. They're having a baby together.
I love that. I see that actually a lot. And there was, oh my God, there was a TikTok that said it was a Black TikToker who was like, hey, what if you heard that Chris Evans called somebody the N-word? And all these other Black creators were kind of like, oh, he racked up enough Jamal points. It's fine. And this one person cracked me up, and I like felt there was like a guilt for laughing, but at the same time I couldn't stop. There was one that said, he's just pointing out the obvious. We're not going to cancel him for that. And I was, the reading through the comment section was literally the funniest thing I've ever seen. And
it's funny enough, Chris Evans is so sweet and people love him so much that it really would be a thing where if he said the N-word, it wouldn't be cancel Chris Evans. It'd be, well, what did they do?
That was literally
how'd they make him do that?
One of the stitches. It was like literally one of the stitches. What's the context?
Yeah, exactly.
Was he singing a song? Like that was one of the stitches. Another one was like, he's racked up enough Jamal points. We're gonna just be asking, was it with a hard ER or like? And I was like dying.
Be like questions, you know. Well, we want some answer.
Are you sure it wasn't Chris Pratt?
Yeah, people are ready to jump off the Chris Pratt train like immediately.
Your cat looks so scary right now.
No. He raised up like he was possessed.
He's a good boy.
But there was
he's confused.
There was that interview, because I think part of the reason why that spread is because there was that interview he was doing for, I think, Knives Out or something, and it was a Black woman interviewing him, and he was kind of like looking her up and down, and was kind of like, he had not only the flirty tone but the flirty eyes as well, and people were like, oh, we know he likes a little coffee in his
Chris Evans is like such a flirt. You watch any interview and he's one of those people that are naturally a flirt, and I don't think he's aware of it fully, but it's so funny to catch it because he's like full flirt mode, and he's just like, it's like, you're too
charming guy.
That being said, I mean, this cookout is packed at this point. We inviting everybody to the cookout. We gotta have a cap at the cookout at some point.
We do have a cap at the cookout. His name is Chris Evans.
There was a meme I saw, and I don't know how
I will not let that pass.
There was a meme I saw that was like, now switching from Chris Evans, they're like, there's a race war. I'm gonna feel bad about killing Tony Hawk, but it needs to be done. And Tony Hawk literally commented, I appreciate the hesitation and I understand. It's like, I like Tony Hawk. He hasn't had any issues. I appreciate him.
Because
Tony Hawk is
skaters are actually some of the coolest people you can meet. Them and tattoo people. Not all tattoo people, but a good chunk of tattoo people are actually pretty cool people. Like in their heart.
There's one tattoo, like you talking about tattoo artists?
Yes.
Okay, or just people with tattoos.
No. I mean like tattoo artists. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to throw up some examples.
No. Tattoo people who just get tattoos, that ranges. Because everybody gets tattoos, and there's some jerk people out here who got tattoos. No, I said it ranges, Alex. All right, I'm not talking about you. You're good.
Hate you.
You're sweet. No, I'm talking about tattoo artists specifically. A lot of tattoo artists are really cool people and really good people. I feel like you have to be if you're a tattoo artist, because you don't know who's coming through that door. Like you got
someone sticking a needle in you, then it might be in your best interest to have a cool person.
That's why I find such a hard time like feeling comfortable with a tattoo artist. I want to get another tattoo, and I've been looking. There's a place I did find, and I want to go to it. It's called Nightshade. They sell plants there too, and the tattoo artist is colorblind, so you can only get black ink done.
Black and gray.
Yeah, but I kind of like that. I do need to get a tattoo touched up. It's a sun and moon my mom drew. I got it when I was 17. It's my first tattoo, and I need to get it cleaned up because originally when I got it, the tattoo artist wasn't that great. He messed up some of the work. So I want to get it like redone and just kind of make it a little bit bolder. But I agree what you mean. You have to be really cool with them. The tattoo artist, I did like him, the one who did my original one, because he was funny. And I tend to laugh a little bit when I'm in pain, when I'm uncomfortable, because it's just a reaction. And he was like, I'm so thankful you're a laugher. He's like, the last person I had, and it was painful, they were screaming like I was murdering them. And he's like, it was so hard to finish their tattoo. He's like, I had to step away because they were crying, but they kept going, no, it's fine, go on.
Aww.
So I think, yeah, like the tattoo artists need to get more credit.
Cool.
They have to deal with people like screaming sometimes. And I'm just like, it like is uncomfortable and hurts a little bit. I'm not gonna scream though. That's a big reaction.
Going with Valentine's Day, what do you guys think about getting matching tattoos when you're in
awful?
No,
awful, nope.
And from what I hear with people who have done that, I feel like I've heard stories of people who are still with the person who they got the tattoo with and they still regret it. But especially if you break up with the person, like there's no way you're either getting that covered or you're getting it removed. So
the worst I've heard is people who like get like things like especially when ladies will get stuff like property of so and so, or especially on like their private areas or whatever the case may be, or they'll have like, you know, so and so's girl or something like that, and then they
I feel like those are easier to kind of cover up. I'm thinking about the guys who get the woman's face like here, or like huge on their back, or get like the name and like this huge thing right there. That's what I think about when I think about tattoos. I did get a matching tattoo with my sister. Although
I think Angelina Jolie has a picture of one of her exes as like a tattoo, or did. I think she got it removed.
Yeah. Wasn't it Tommy? What was her ex? Tommy Lee Jones. Was that her ex? Tommy Lee Jones? Wasn't that her ex?
I can't remember. I know she dated, or I can't remember. I know she's dated Brad Pitt for a while, or she's married to him.
She was. That's where they had all the kids. Yeah,
and they're divorced now, right?
Together. They're divorced.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Brangelina.
And they were with. I forget who she was with before him. I think that's the tattoo she got removed. Was who she's with.
I think it was Tommy Lee Jones.
I don't think she was Tommy Lee Jones. Who's that? He's like an old guy too. I can't remember his name. But I think matching tattoos are a bad idea, or putting your name on somebody is a bad idea. Mainly because like, unfortunately, you can't guarantee being like, if you want to get a tattoo that makes you think about them,
yeah,
that's not a bad idea.
Like maybe the lyrics to a song that you share or something.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's not specific to, well, it's in your mind, you think about that person, but it's not their name on your skin.
Yeah.
Right.
Because also, I feel like if somebody's like asking you to tattoo their name on you, that's like a big red flag, or like a possessive trait or something. Yeah. Because that's
normally it's not an ask. It's more like that person makes that decision for themselves of like, I want to have this person's name on me. But then it's like
not a sole decision.
Well, because normally it's like a surprise. It's like, check it out. It's like, oh, that's me. Like, you know,
then that's still a huge red flag. A tattoo like that, I feel like both should be like if you do the name, fine, but both need to be in agreement, and like you need to have like an equal say in that, because like it's my name, my like who I am, and you're putting on you, and I'm not entirely cool with that. I don't want me tattooed on you.
There was an episode of a show, I want to say it was Full House. I think it was Full House. DJ and the guy she was dating, Viper, they were gonna get matching tattoos, and he got his like all on her, or he got her name all on his arm, and it was huge. It was like in big letters, and then she got like a teeny like pea-sized thing on her foot, and he was mad about that.
See, that's what I'm talking. Yeah, like you need to go and just don't make it like huge. That's it. Not even that. Like that's gaudy too. Like a giant name. Even with sports teams, if you get like your sports team like tattooed huge on you, that's like gaudy and ugh.
Depends. Some people really like their stuff, man. It's like it's a thing. Tattoos are very personal. So for some people, it's like they want some crazy stuff just on their bodies, like in places that are weird.
I can only talk so much because I do have. Well, I'll show my tattoos. I do have a rubber ducky on my arm. There he is. Hey. And when I was getting my COVID shots, they stabbed him. Yeah,
like,
right.
Ain't gonna be inflated no more.
They went for his like little wing too, and I had a scar there because the Band-Aid fell off, so like it scabbed over.
You did the right arm?
Yeah. And I had no issues. Everybody was complaining about how sore their arm. I was like, mine was fine. I had constant movement in the arm, and I think that helped. COVID injection and the booster, I had no side effects whatsoever. I was not tired. It did not affect me. People got mad at me for this, especially a few people at work who apparently they felt kind of ill afterwards. And I'm like, I felt fine. I had a coworker.
They got mad. Like, how dare you not be sick?
Pretty much.
How dare you?
They were like,
your coworker's gonna listen to this podcast one day.
Not that.
How dare you not be in pain? If I'm in pain, you gotta be in pain.
No, one coworker was like, "How are you?" She's like, "My arm hurts," and I'm like, "Well, mine's fine." And then we were looking at something on the screen. And by the way, she had never done this for her because now I start thinking it's planned. I like agreed with her. I showed her on my screen that she was right about something, and she went and whacked me on my arm. She's like, "See, I told you." I was like, "You bastard! That hurts now." You,
that's what her plan was. She's like, "How dare you not?" Hold on, watch this.
I feel like that was her plan. And then somebody was like, "It hurts," and I'm like, "Now it does. Now it actually does."
Premeditated assault.
I feel like now she would do it. I feel like she would do it. I like her a lot. She's fun. Little racist, but
I told you they're gonna listen to this one day.
I've called her racist to her face. We're kind of, it's a nice relationship because we're kind of horrible to each other. So like we will talk shit about each other to each other.
Like it's like a frenemy.
Yeah, it's like, hey, fuck you. But also, can you help me out with this? They're like, yeah, fuck you too. But yeah, sure. What do you need? It's a lot like that relationship.
I guess we can like
hold on. We'll do one more.
Okay, one more, and then we'll wrap
up. So this one's called The High School Hero. Heroes in quotations, by the way. High school feels like a million years ago, right? Well, not to the high school hero. This date might have gone well if you had managed to get a word in, but between his recapping of high school debauchery tales, showing you pictures in his yearbook, he brought all four, and his slideshow presentation of his best high school football plays, he'll likely be as silent as he is about world issues. You'll sit there hearing him talk about his peak while willing yourself to not look at his widow's peak and hairline that are just as checked out as you are.
Dang. Okay, that was funny.
God dang. So like that's below the belt right there.
Yeah, but it's those type of men. At least the female know exactly what type of men they are addressing there. So that's a very
there are I feel like there are too many people in the world who are well past high school age, but they talk about high school like they're in it, or they just graduated last summer.
You know what? To be fair, and I hate to, and it's only because I'm watching the show currently, but I have to admit that outside of Rue and Jules, all the rest of the characters, the main cast of Euphoria, are those people. All of them.
Probably
all of them.
Yeah,
especially probably Maddie and Nate. Those two in particular are probably going to peak in high school, and the rest of their life's going to be trash from this point forward. It's why when people were like, Euphoria should be like set in a college setting, I'm like, you say that like these people are going to college. Name one scene where any of these people have had a book in their hand since this show started.
I do not know one teacher's name. I do not know one
You know what
teacher.
I mean?
Have we even seen a teacher? We've seen the principal. Have we even seen the teachers on the show?
There is a TikToker and I like her. She's like the normal person who goes to like the Euphoria school or to Riverdale school. She's like,
right, and that's another thing. Sorry, we don't even know the name of the daggone school. It's called Euphoria High. Like that's what people call it, Euphoria High.
Yeah, and it's so funny. She's like, oh, I did the homework last night. You guys didn't do it? Was that an option? She's like, it's 9 a.m. How are you wearing stilettos and lipstick? Like what's going on there?
That's become the new like, and quote unquote sexy meme, but like meme in general of like girls being like walk out and then they're like, oh right, I forgot to go to Euphoria High School, and then going into their closet and getting like the sluttiest outfit they can find,
or like something that looks like you wear like a rave or something,
right? Or like to a club or something,
neon colors,
right? And it's just like that's true, because I'm like, how has Maddie and Cassie not been dress coded at some point when they go to school?
They would have been dress coded. All of them actually would have been dress coded really
not
fast.
Rue just wears like jeans, Converse sneakers, and like a hoodie or a shirt. Like she would, and Jules too. Jules wears pretty like normal stuff. Lexi too.
Did
Kat, it's
Rue
like
ever wear like jeans with holes in them? Because I got dress coded for that one time.
No, Rue wears like normal jeans.
You could see below my knee, and I got dress coded. Like I wore an oversized hoodie.
That's what I'm saying. Cassie and Maddie go to school wearing stuff where it's like no bra, low cut shirts, or like shirts where you could like see like all of their midriff up to their neck, crop tops, all types of stuff where I'm like, y'all would have been sent to the principal's office like as soon as you got in the door.
Yeah.
What school is this? And wearing heels and everything else.
And where are they too? Have they ever established what state or city they are in?
I assume it's California.
Yeah. Same. I assume it's California, but I don't think they've ever officially said it on the show.
No, I don't think they've. It takes place in Euphoria Town, USA. Okay, a place also, where all kids can easily get drugs and alcohol at a moment's notice. Nobody asks questions.
Well, I will say, during my time in high school, I was not always present due to certain influences, and they were very easy to obtain. Like I had a buddy who was a mixer, and like I got some free shit. I licked a tree once. I thought it was an ice cream cone. It was a trip, literally. So I didn't get a split or anything. I hopefully I didn't.
That's okay. I was concerned about that. Yeah, that's the thing I was most concerned about.
Anyway, so like that drug and alcohol thing is actually,
I mean, no, that probably is true. It's just the fact
from my high school experience.
It's just that's why people always say that they think the show should take place in college, because everything they do seems more appropriate for college. And it's only because it never comes up. You never have an episode where the party is like police are coming to the party to like shut it down, or or an adult's around who's like trying to tell them not to buy drugs or stopping them from getting alcohol. Like literally, I think it was 2 episodes ago was the first episode I've ever seen anyone actually slightly get in trouble for trying to take alcohol as a teenager in Euphoria. And this is the second season, and every episode is like an hour long. Yeah. So it's just, it was, because
wait, those people who do like this drugs and alcohol in high school, one, yes, either don't go to college or end up like me, that by the time they turn 18, they no longer want to do it. And you're like, yeah, I need a break. I get the college years are supposed to be crazy, but like my liver is going to shut down any moment. Like I need a not for like a few years, and then like college happens. And then the ones that go crazy through college didn't do any of that in high school. They had the really, really, really strict parents. So they're not like, so they're the ones.
So I'm concerned for Lexi. What you're saying is we should be concerned for Lexi.
Absolutely.
Because she's the only character in Euphoria who's straight.
She's going to go to one college party and suddenly you're going to see her doing.
She's going to lose it.
The tube thing. What is that called?
IV?
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, you mean like at the party?
Yeah.
I thought you meant after.
She's going to do a headstand. Yeah. I can't remember the show.
Do a keg stand.
There we go, keg stand. Well, we'll go with keg stand. Yeah.
We'll save all of this
also,
when we review Euphoria.
I was about to say this is a teaser to our Euphoria recap that's coming up a little bit later in the month when Euphoria ends season 2. So stay tuned for that.
It's getting good, y'all. If you're not watching Euphoria right now, I'm telling you. Well, first of all, if you don't have issues with suicide, drug abuse, stuff like that, because I don't say this because right now the reports have been coming out of like Dare being like, this show promotes drug use, and I'm like,
well, but then everybody's clapping back at Dare.
Well, yeah, because everyone's like, name one episode in which anybody would want this life, like especially Rue's life in particular. Like, name one episode that makes it look like, yeah, this is cool. I totally want to isolate all my friends and family and be like stressed out and have anxiety and panic attacks every day. That's what I want. It's like, no, it doesn't. But more than that, but I still do say though, like, still, be in the right mental space before you watch the show. So that being said though, it's a good show. If you can't, if you are, or you feel like you can handle it, do watch it. It's good.
If you have not been watching it, this is a warning. In a couple of weeks, we're going to talk about it so that you can get caught up, so you can listen to our deep dive without having to worry about spoilers or anything. So it's a little teaser for you. Sometimes we don't even know what we're talking about next week, but this time we're giving y'all a heads up, so no excuses.
That being said, though, Valentine's Day, just to wrap it up.
Well, I was going to talk about some of the, like, real quick.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Like, in wrapping up as well, I was going to say some of the, because we were talking about, okay, what do we want to do for Valentine's Day? And our schedules just worked out in a way where we couldn't necessarily do a movie that was coming out this weekend or whatever. So we decided to kind of talk about Valentine's Day in general. But some of the things that are coming out this weekend that involve love around the theme of Valentine's Day, Marry Me with J-Lo and Owen Wilson. It's coming out this week on Peacock as well. I'm excited for that. They've been advertising like the heck out of it around LA, like huge billboards with J-Lo just in her huge wedding dress.
They released a music video too, that the song they made for that movie with J-Lo.
Because I know Maluma's in it.
Yeah, it's their song together, I think, is those two, Maluma and J-Lo.
I have seen nothing about it. I haven't seen a preview or anything.
It's the premise is that J-Lo is J-Lo in real life. Basically,
she's like a pop star. Yeah,
I mean, she's a pop star, but she might as well just played herself, to be quite honest. And she's about to get married to another pop star, and they're gonna do the marriage or the proposal like publicly on stage for like a joint performance between the two of them. And that same day, or just before she's about to go on stage to do it in her wedding dress, that pop star she's going to marry, he cheats on her, and the video comes out like, publicly. And so she's up there all embarrassed, and Owen Wilson, who has a daughter who's a fan of J-Lo, is like, you should come to the concert. And so they go to the concert.
Owen Wilson?
Yeah. And he has and everybody, all these fans have signs that say like, marry me and stuff like that. So he's holding one of those, but he's just there to support his daughter. He doesn't really care about the concert. He's like, whatever. So he's holding the sign, and she sees him, and then she's like, I think he appears on the Jumbotron or something. And then she's like, I will marry you, random guy, instead of my like crappy pop star boyfriend. And he's like, all right. And so then it becomes a thing where they're like planning to get married, and hijinks ensue, and she finds out that, you know what, this ordinary guy is actually who I needed this entire time. It's a rom-com. Everybody knows how this is gonna go.
So there is an exact movie like that, and now I'm looking for it. It has Jason Biggs, and I can't remember the actress, where he breaks up with somebody. It's like an older movie. He breaks up with somebody, goes to a diner, and there's a waitress who's really like down on her luck, and she's like, broke up with her boyfriend, and he's like, hey, marry me. And she's like, yes. And of course she's more quirky, and he's so tightly wound, and things happen. And in the end, and in the end, they get, it's called Wedding Days. It's called Wedding Days. And it was actually not that bad, and it's starring Isla Fisher.
And, Isla Fisher.
Yeah, Isla Fisher. And they end up arrested in the end. Spoiler alert for that. But it's exactly the same plot. In the end, they're like, oh, this is what exactly I needed. I needed you, a stranger I met that day, and ended up marrying in a jail cell. So
it's basically like the reality show Married at First Sight, but, or I guess more so with the J-Lo movie, like the show Married at First Sight, but with a famous pop star.
Would either of you enter into a marriage on first sight?
If it was with J-Lo, absolutely.
That's fair.
But it would be first sight, so you would have seen her already.
Yeah, but regardless, I
can lie. I can say I never.
If J-Lo walked up to me and was just like, "Let's get married," I'd be like, "All right, where do I sign?"
That's a fair comment. That's fair. I'll give you that. I would too.
Not. I'm more interested in. So Love Is Blind on Netflix is coming back on the 11th, which would have passed already by the time we release this. Mm-hmm. But I will be binging that the first second I can.
I think I watched that. That's where they're in separate like rooms and
they're in pods and they can't see each other until they agree to get engaged or something. Yeah, until they get engaged before they see each other, and then they see each other, and sometimes it's like, oh, or sometimes it's like,
like I knew you were actually attractive, and then when they're sad about it, they're like, oh crap. Damn it. I would see
that's my thing though, is like they intentionally like, and that's why I feel like those shows upset me, because I'm like, it has to be a show, so of course they're gonna hire some people who are just like they know are shallow, and then like hook them up with people who they know they're not gonna like, and it's like you're gonna hurt that person's feelings, like emotionally. It reminds me of there was an episode of I forget, I don't think it was Married at First Sight, but it was one of those shows similar to that, or a 90 Day Fiance, that's what it was. Oh. And there was one where it was this guy, and the person they picked for him was this girl who was very sweet, very kind, but she was a plus size woman. He didn't want her. And so there's just like, it just was this consistent him disrespecting her. He don't want to hold her hand. He don't want her to touch him. Like, you know what I mean? And that she was crying and stuff. And I'm just like, this sucks. Like she signed up on this show because she probably honestly thought, I'm going to be with somebody who might like me. And instead y'all put her with someone who don't like her for ratings.
I have that.
And you can't claim ignorance, because you do a lot of like paperwork and a lot of like tests in those auditions and casting screenings. So there's no way you can't find out what type of person someone else is attracted to,
right? Or what their personality is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I will end this for me as a Denai Guerra.
Denai Guerra
from Walking Dead.
Yes, and Keanu Reeves. Either one of those walk up to me and I will say yes.
Did you ever finish the marry Keanu Reeves in 90
I did.
Days?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I never.
Did you even open it?
I never started it.
It was cute. It's a fun, fast read, and again, Keanu Reeves. Like, yes, if I could find a way to marry him in 90 days, I would.
Okay. All right. I will have to read it. Hey, maybe over Valentine's Day weekend.
No, though J-Lo, I would say yes. No, my picks would probably be Janelle Monáe or what's her name? Dang it, Teyana Paris.
Ooh,
she's gorgeous and smart.
I feel like you would never say yes to somebody directly, Jonathan. I feel like you.
No.
Yeah.
Unless it was Oprah. And then
Oprah. All right, Josh.
You know what? We all have all have our people. No judgment.
No, it's just like that's such a specific pick. That's so like that's like up there. Oprah's awesome though. That is a good pick though.
She's amazing. And she suggested that chicken place that we went to when you guys visited LA.
And you'll always be surrounded by Secret Service. You will be safe.
And money. Anyway, so
And money.
Gold digger. Jonathan's a gold digger. I knew it.
You ever seen that Dave Chappelle sketch of that?
Mm-mm.
Where it's from Chappelle's show way back when, and the sketch is just that Dave Chappelle got Oprah pregnant, but like on purpose, so that he would stay paid. He's like, "Nah, baby, it'll be fine. See, it's like I'll take care of you. You know what I mean? Like all you gotta do is make sure them child support checks keep coming, and everything gonna be all right." It's just like,
I mean, if you can, you can. Why not? I like it. Jonathan's gold digger. I knew it.
Well, where can we find you out? Where can we find you out? Where can we find you at, Alex?
Are you good there? Okay. Did you have a little stroke? Sorry.
Yeah, where can Keanu Reeves and Denai Guerrero, if they want to slide into your DMs, reach?
Where can they find you at?
Well, I can't give out my address on podcast.
Where can they DM you
Hi.
so that you can
I'm
give
not
them
gonna
your
DM
address?
your address.
I was just gonna give my full address. If there's a chance. There's a chance. So you can find me at Alex on Nobody on Instagram, Twitter, and on TikTok. You can also find the all the same name, Alex and Nobody. You can also find the podcast TikTok, The First Ones to Die, where I handle all the little clips we show of little interactions like this, which are always fun.
Wait, also I forgot to ask, what happened to Jason Momoa? He's single now. It's prime opportunity.
That's a good point, actually. That's true. The man's divorced Lisa Bonet now, so you know the table's open.
I thought he was your main.
Respect to Jason Momoa, I don't know if I'd marry him, but like I would climb him like a tree. But I would not. I don't know if I would marry that man. He's a little.
What does the sriracha got to do with anything, Jonathan? Jonathan, pull up sriracha. It's just too spicy. It's too hot.
Look, he's a gorgeous man, but like he's like very eccentric and very like an extrovert. And I need someone I can just chill at home with, and that man has too much energy.
He might be. That's just on camera, Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa in the background, though, might actually be like a pretty chill guy.
Keanu Reeves just seems chill all around. I would want to chill all around.
To be fair, also, it's the same thing as when I'm still laughing at dudes that are upset that Rihanna's pregnant right now. Because they're like it was my time. She was supposed to be with me. It's like, in what universe
like you had a chance?
You had a chance to be with Rihanna when she became single. That wasn't gonna happen.
That was never an option, buddy. But anyway, you can just look for Alex and Nobody, and you'll find me all about. And where can we find you, Jonathan?
You can find me at Jonathan Keys on Twitter, Instagram, wherever you please. Yeah, Oprah, hit me up. Anyway, Jerome,
trying to get those Valentine's dates. Where can your people find you, Jerome?
You can find me at Not Jerome Rat on Instagram, as well as at RoboZoo Media and at Jerome_the_show. For other things I've been working on creatively. And if you want to follow us, the First Ones to Die channel, everything we're doing, content wise or otherwise, you can follow us at The First Ones to Die on all our social medias. That includes Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff, as well as at The First Ones to Die on YouTube, where you can find extra content, stuff like gaming videos, vlogs, book reviews, many reviews for movies we just didn't get a chance to do a full podcast on. So you can check on over there to see what extra stuff you can find, as well as video versions of all of our podcasts. But if you want just the audio version, nothing wrong with that. You can head on over to Spotify, Google Podcasts, or Apple Podcasts.
Yes, give us 5 stars on there too, as well. Give us a review. That really helps us as well.
Tell us who you'd climb like a tree.
And feel free to email us at thefirstones2die@gmail.com or comment below this video.
Yes.
But
And
happy Valentine's Day to everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day. Yes, next week.
I was going to just say,
okay,
have a good time, but do be safe. I know some people are planning on having some wild Valentine's Day nights. You know what I'm talking about.
Apparently, according to that list.
Careful.
Like, dang.
Yeah, according to that list, especially.
Well, according to that list, that person's not having a Valentine's Day.
That's true. That they're solo.
Never
mind. Next week we'll be talking about a kid in West Philadelphia, born and raised. on the playground where he spent most of his days. Chilling out
No,
Max.
no, we're gonna stop there.
And actually, we're
You
not.
were-
'Cause I'm
I
sure
feel
that's
like
not
you were
going to be
gonna-
the opening.
No, but like I
for
felt
this
like you were gonna continue singing the song if I let you.
I wasn't, because I barely know the rest of the lyrics. So
Oh,
Yeah,
We're
tune
gonna
in
be-
next week when we review or at least give our impressions on the first 3 episodes of Bel Air, premiering on
Yes.
Peacock.
all right. And we'll see y'all next
Bye.
week.
But you know what's
Bye.
terrible? My mom listens to these podcasts, so she's gonna hear all that commentary from me.